Well, hey there, I'm Brady from ProChurchTools.com, and in this video, we're talking about sermon bumpers. That's right, of course, sermon bumpers are the videos that often play before the message begins at church. They're kind of like the teaser trailer before the feature presentation. They pique your interest, they set the tone and atmosphere, but they don't give too much away in the process. They prepare your church for the message, intrigue them, and then the pastor takes it from there. Sermon bumpers are a great way to use video in your worship experiences, and it's something that we do at my church every week. Now, of course, there are literally thousands of pre-made videos that you could use as your sermon bumper, but what if you wanted a custom sermon bumper made specifically for your church's upcoming series? Well, if that is the case, here are 7 materials to build your perfect sermon bumper. Material number 1, the length. Now, we've found that the perfect length for a sermon bumper is between 30 and 60 seconds, and we've made over 200 in the last couple of years. Remember, the sermon bumper exists to provide a smooth transition in service, to pique the interest of your church and set the tone for the actual message. You don't want to give too much away, and you don't want the video to run too long, and so we've found the best length lies somewhere between 30 and 60 seconds. Material number 2, the script. Whether your sermon bumper has a voiceover, or maybe it's just text on a screen, you're going to need to develop a script. And one principle that I suggest that you follow is to be as poetic and creative with your wording as possible. Think about a movie trailer script.
This summer, one man, one desire.
Of course, you don't have to be as dramatic as that, but don't make boring statements either. Be poetic and be creative. That's material number 2. Moving on to material number 3, the footage. Whether you are using real video footage or motion graphics, that comes down to personal preference, and I think both can be equally impactful. If you're using real video footage though, here are a couple simple tips. Number 1, shoot the footage in slow motion. Even the most mundane shots are dramatic and compelling in slow motion. Number 2, film with a shallow depth of field. Again, this makes your shots more dramatic, but it also allows for text to be added to your video and still be easily read. Number 3, compose shots that have enough contrast to allow you to add text on top of the video in a way that makes it easy to read. Material number 4, the typography. Look, if you're a part of Pro Church Nation, you know that I love beautiful fonts, but not papyrus. Here are some fonts that we've used in recent sermon bumpers: Manhattan Darling, Lulo, Kiln, and Capharis. Use great fonts. Don't use papyrus. Material number 5, the soundtrack. Your sermon's bumper soundtrack has the most control over the emotional direction of the video. You can be dramatic. You can be upbeat. You can be dark and in a minor key. It's your choice. Just know that the soundtrack is one of the most important decisions that you'll make when it comes to determining the atmospherical direction of your sermon bumper. That's material number 5. Moving on, we've got material number 6, the graphics. Now at Pro Church Tools, we think that a sermon bumper should not stand alone. It needs still graphic counterparts. Every time we create a sermon bumper, we also create a title graphic and splash graphic to go along with it. Now the title graphic is simply a still image with the sermon series title and and perhaps some other important information on it. And a splash graphic is a blank graphic that you can put bullet points or scriptures onto. Finally, material number 7, the motivation. Why do we love creating sermon bumpers? Well, because video is the most engaging digital medium in our universe right now. And we have a 3-pronged mission for every sermon bumper that we create. Number 1, inspire your church. Number 2, set the tone for the message. And number 3, preach Jesus. We really do love creating sermon bumpers. And so I'm absolutely thrilled to tell you about a new website that we launched just this week. It's called sermonbumpers.com. And as I mentioned earlier, there are literally thousands of pre-made videos that you could use for your sermon bumper. But why use a pre-made video when you could have a custom sermon bumper created for your upcoming series? At sermonbumpers.com, we create custom sermon bumper packages for churches. We're all about high quality, low cost video production. So go ahead, you can visit our new website, check out what we're doing with sermonbumpers.com. And if you're creating your own sermon bumper, remember these 7 materials. We think that they are the building blocks of a perfect sermon bumper. I'm Brady. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.